you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioner. We're talking about trust, public trust, and public confidence in the police, but that's a many-sided thing. I think you would agree. And I think that it is, in fact, at a crisis point now, if I can slightly change the emphasis, when you look at the way in which the police have monitored and behaved at certain protests over the past 6 months, and the way in which it appears now to be utterly selective. Can I just give you one example from today? Today, you're talking about trust and confidence in the police. Here we are on Remembrance Day, and this very morning, Extinction Rebellion managed to get to the Cenotaph. The general public were told they weren't allowed to go to the Cenotaph, of course, on Sunday, and they didn't because of the COVID restrictions. Extinction Rebellion managed to get there, and they managed to be unchallenged for quite some time. And some of the reports have actually said that your men and women were actually watching nearby, sitting in their cars or vans or whatever. What I would ask you is, when you're talking about trust and confidence, how could it possibly be the case that Extinction Rebellion could get that near to the Cenotaph, and why weren't they challenged? Can't hear you.
Firstly, I don't agree with you that confidence in relation to our policing of protests is at a crisis level. You are, of course, entitled to your opinion. I am very, very proud of the way in which our police people have managed to police in a time of extraordinary changes in the law and potentially changes in the relationship between the police and the public as a result of the regulations, changes in the public's ability to get together, to assemble at various different times over these last 6 or 7 months. It's changed a number of different times, as you know, which has obviously had an impact on whether people can lawfully or can't protest and in what manner. I am really proud of the way the guys and girls have done that. And when you look back at the number of protests that people have wanted to have over the last 6 months, and the way in which we, I believe, have applied a sensible, commonsensical, but clear and consistent and coherent approach, I am proud of it. I know you don't agree with me. In relation to the Cenotaph, of course, some things have happened this summer that I regret. I regret, as we've discussed before, that some of my officers got badly bashed up in Whitehall. I regret that Churchill's statue was daubed earlier in the year.
It's not enough that you regret it, Commissioner.
When you look at the volume and the challenges that we have dealt with, I think they have been brilliant.
No,
and for this morning,
how much time, Commissioner? Not have a lot of time. Sorry.
Activity this morning was clearly very offensive to many people. The actual wording on the banner is not of itself offensive, but to go to the Cenotaph for a protest of any sort would have been offensive for many people. I am reviewing what happened there. What I can tell you is that whoever it was that left the banner was there, I believe, at 8 o'clock. It was removed as soon as the officers saw it at 8:20. And I say that because there is some misinformation outside. However, I, of course, like everybody, regret the fact that people have seen it fit on today of all days to put an inappropriate banner around the Cenotaph.
They should not, Commissioner, have been there. You just said 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock until 8:20. Goodness knows what they could have done in that time. Goodness knows what any group could have done in that time. It is just simply not peaceful. The difference is, Commissioner, is that the public now sees this very clearly. They see selective policing. You're hearing this term two-tier policing all the time now. And the fact is that you are looking increasingly like an activist force, a kind of thought police in a way. And this is just simply unacceptable. It is no good for you to be complacent and say, I'm just proud of my force.